Hey there. So I've got Devil Went Down to Oregon, which is an Imperial dark rye beer. So it's in the specialty beer category. There is no category for rye ales. And it even says on the side of the bottle that this is what started out as a sort of West Coast German-style Rogan beer turned into a dark Imperial dark rye, offering an elevated alcohol percentage and crisp lager-like finish from the alt yeast fermentation. Um, and so this is new this year. I think it's a limited release, special release, with an IBU count of 72 and alcohol by volume of 7.2. So I'm pretty excited to give this a try because I really like Ninkasi a lot. Um, so let's give it a try. Interesting smell. It almost has like a, it definitely has some maltiness and some roastiness, but some sweetness to it, like a grape juice kind of smell. Color-wise, it's pretty dark. From your perspective, it looks darker than it does from mine. I've got light behind it, though, so it's kind of a reddish brown. Pretty dark, which we would expect from a rye ale. It didn't pour with a lot of head, and I don't remember if I tried to pour head or not when I did, but if it was there, it dissipated. And it looks like it's not terribly carbonated, so it'll probably have a nice full body to it. All right, flavor. It has sneaky carbonation. It didn't look highly carbonated, but it's pretty carbonated. This is pretty delightful as far as my affinity for malty ales. So it's nice and malty, deep. Got a lot going on in that department. But it has a pretty bitter finish, so they really did finish out the hops, which I'm not surprised about since it said a West Coast style Rogan beer with IBUs of 72. So, yeah, this is actually very, very enjoyable. I think right now I'm really appreciating beers that have a lot of maltiness and still showcase some hops at the end. It's like a good marriage, or a, what's the word I'm looking for? An agreement, a negotiation. I can't think of the word. I'll think of it in a minute. A nod, perhaps, to hoppy beers, but not in a way that I find overwhelming and makes me not want to take another drink out of it. So this is kind of like a roller coaster ride. It starts off pretty intense, lots of depth in the caramel maltiness that's going on. Lots of rye. It kind of has like a burnt quality to it. And then it finishes with a pretty strong hops finish. It's a little drawing, astringent at the end, but pretty drinkable. I like that they called it an Imperial dark rye, so they were going for a higher alcohol content. And I like rye beers a lot. One of my favorite beers is the Rye Piper, done by Ale Industries, which is actually brewed here locally. Actually, they just moved their brewery out to Oakland. But that's a pretty great beer, and I remember it being very carbonated. As a matter of fact, every time I opened it, it would bubble all over the place. So luckily that didn't do that. This one didn't do that. That would be very sad. But cheers to Ninkasi, another great beer. I love tasting their beers because they're always enjoyable. So if this is something that you've had, let me know. I would like to hear where you found it. This I got, I think, at Whole Foods. At a pretty reasonable price. I think it was like maybe $5, maybe. So enjoyable and awesome. Oh, it has a story on the side about Ninkasi, and somebody had asked me, what does Ninkasi mean? The ancient Sumerians worshipped the beer they made and praised the goddess Ninkasi for the miracle of fermentation. Beer is the staple of civilization. Believe in the goodness. So on that note, cheers.